Welcome to the Twin Cities as a Premier Lacrosse League returns from a bye week, and we start with the New York Atlas and the Maryland Whipsnakes. It's the 4th annual Indigenous Heritage Weekend in the PLL. The Creators Game, the Medicine Game, our favorite game. Zed Williams, one of a few Native American players suiting up this weekend, and yes, he will start this game with that traditional wooden stick as his Whipsnakes try to slow down the running of the Bulls. Jeff Teton, the Atlas, the only undefeated team in the league. So far, they come in at 4-0, and they are just crushing teams. So with that, we say hello and welcome to TCO Stadium here in Eagan alongside Paul Carcaterra. I'm Drew Carter, and it's a thrill to once again have one of the best Native American lacrosse players in the history of the sport, Jeremy Thompson, back with us up here in the booth. And Jeremy, I know this weekend means a lot to you.
Yeah, man, I'm certainly thrilled and honored to be here. Obviously, you know, recognizing the Native American culture, the traditions in this area, and it's definitely a huge honor to be back here for a second time.
And we're thrilled to have you. And folks, Jeremy played a game yesterday and flew in this morning. Got 37, still looking incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
feeling good. I'm still feeling it.
It's great to have JT back with us. And what a matchup we have to start. You got one of the blue bloods of the league in the Whipsnakes against a team that has been the favorite so far this season in the Atlas.
We cannot wait to see what Levi Anderson brings to this offense.
Yeah, one of many Canadian players making their pro debut this weekend, and there it is, Zed Williams. Jeremy, this is something he's done before, right? Last year at the World Championships playing for Team Haudenosaunee.
Oh, my goodness. No way he's using it today. I did not know. That's a total surprise. But, yeah, going to your point, he used it in the Nationals and the World Games over the summer.
Now, growing up, you used the traditional wooden stick until what age?
So, yeah, I've obviously, you probably heard the phrase, back in our hometowns, a lot of our communities were born with it in our cradle board. And when we leave this earth, they put it in our coffin. So, as you can see, right from birth to death, this stick is with us. But I've used it all the way up since I was, all the way from age 14, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, you come into this world with the stick and you leave this world with the stick. That's how important this game is to the culture, and it's a thrill to be here for the 4th annual Indigenous Heritage Weekend. You saw at the face-off stripe, we got an old-school battle. Enough about punting the face-off, enough about doesn't matter. Baptiste and Ardell are the top 2 in the league. Here comes Brian Costabile, and a good stop for Brendan Krebs to get the party started.
I think getting Costabile going early is huge. He is shooting 6%. He only has 1 goal on the season. He's a threat that has to get going.
That was his 16th shot. Wild look from Roman Puglisi, short stick defensive midfielder.
Here's a look at Zed with the traditional wooden stick. What do you think the biggest challenge is for him with the stick today?
I think my thing is I wonder if he's been playing with it, prior to this game here, getting comfortable with it. And I think it kind of with him going out there right now with it, I think he's going to probably take a period or two.
Lefty.
But we'll see.
Double.
Here's Matt Rambo, who Zed defended last year at the World Championships using that longer wooden stick. Rambo with a save on Tim Troutner.
Yeah, that's a good matchup for the Atlas, having the righty Rexroad, the big, strong lefty and Rambo. You got to win that matchup at goal line extended.
Atlas averaging almost 18 scores per game. Ripped off 4 straight wins, 15-plus points in all of them. They've got the top 3 point scorers in the league at attack, and then you throw in Dox Eagan at midfield, the top 4 goal scorers.
Their rookie class is #1 in terms of rookie scoring, 25 points already.
Oh, it's been utter domination, but nearly a turnover there, and the Whips do come away with it. Tim Muller, one of many former Terps on this roster.
You can see Cormier kind of getting comfortable there, taking an early run there.
Yeah, keep your eye on 24 in white and blue. Peyton Cormier making his professional debut.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Winkoff had a step, now flips it back around with a shot clock about halfway gone. Whips 1 and 2, got that overtime win at Philly a couple weeks ago. Sweeping around Winkoff, that's what he's known for, is the shot from a distance.
Yeah, he's
banged up, yeah.
Looks like he's holding his midsection. If we see the replay there, the helmet comes off, but I'm not sure if it was a hit to the head or more the midsection, and the helmet came off after.
Kevin Winkoff scored his first pro goal in their last game at Philly a couple weeks ago.
He's driving, he takes the shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, that did not look like a cheap hit by any stretch. That was a
shoulder.
shoulder.
Chest,
yeah, and what happened, the impact of the hit, like the head almost was like a whiplash, right? And then the helmet came off.
Those are never too fun, obviously, getting hit like that, body contact with the game and, kind of getting probably the wind knocked out of him.
Razanka was an outstanding high school football player out of the state of California, a defensive back. You covered college football.
Yeah.
That's the type of a free safety hit coming in.
Waiting for you in the hole.
Yes.
But I don't think that would have drawn a flag in football or clearly lacrosse. No laundry out there. Looks like Winkoff is okay.
See him trying to catch his breath there. Probably lost his the wind knocked out of him.
Got a fist pound from Chet Camizio as he left.
It looks like Zed is back to the plastic stick now, so.
I seen that right away.
Yeah.
I seen first couple shifts.
I thought that was an outstanding way to tributize.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you want to kind of start things, like I mentioned, I talked about the, trying to get comfortable with the stick, and obviously you're kind of showing that, but he's probably not 100% with it, so he's going to probably warm up to it.
Well, especially about a year after Alfie Jacques passed away. He's the guy who built those sticks for years.
Yeah. There are definitely sticks that aren't, it takes time. If you haven't used it before, it's going to take some time to break it in and, get used to it.
Yeah, they're beautiful pieces of art, too. The stringing and how it's put together.
First 350 fans both days this weekend get an honorary stick keychain.
No way.
Something to remember this weekend by.
I thought you were going to say they get a wooden stick.
I think that'd be pretty cool, but be a lot of sticks to hand out.
That was a look by Levi Anderson. It was kind of telling, too, because you saw the big body, right? He can own a one-on-one matchup, and to be honest with you, the Whipsnakes need that. They need another Dodger in this offense, I think, that could take some pressure off of Rambo and Zed Williams and TJ Malone. Chanichuk's going to stretch the defense with a two-point bomb, but having that other Dodger's huge.
Kind of like this guy, Miles Jones, lefty shot down the alley, goes wide, backed up by Teat, but the Whipsnakes desperately missing their midfielders. Tucker Dordovic and Brad Smith, they come in last in offensive efficiency.
Yeah, Dordovic was one of the best two-point shooters in the league last year. He was the rookie of the year and still sidelined with a lower body injury. So Anderson comes in, you need some punch.
Under 20 to shoot as Eagan makes his move. Also a former football player and a freak athlete. Another save from Brendan Krebs. That's his second, still in there in place of Kyle Bernlohr. Atlas on the ride. It's scooped up by Xander Dixon.
Oh, it looks like.
Might have had Schellenberger there. Now Teat dodging and scoring. I guess it's fitting that the league comes back from a bye and Jeff Teat has the first goal. His 31st point of the season.
You wonder if the bye is going to slow Jeff Teat down. Like the rest of the league could catch their breath. 30 points in 4 games. Right off the bat, he owns this matchup. And you know what I love about it most, Jeremy? It's the patience of his dodge. He's not in a rush.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a guy like, Jeff and, a lot of his technique, a lot of his second nature to him. And when he's able to kind of take anything like that on a game like that, it's second nature to him. He's going to put that in.
Love the way that he uses his shoulders to slip under the defense. A lot like in hockey, when you'd watch Wayne Gretzky play, he was never in a rush, right? You never thought he was panicked. That's the way Jeff Teat plays the game of lacrosse. He's always in control.
Well, just to build on the Gretzky comparison, he has as many assists as anyone else has points so far coming into this week. And now the Atlas starting to run as Tyler Carpenter, the long stick midi, scores right off the faceoff.
Tyler Carpenter was not a big scorer at Duke. But if you go into the archives, played at Durham Academy for John Lancey. He scored 200 points with a long pole in his high school career. So now he's in the PLL, and he has free reign to roam. From defense to offense, he's their best ground ball player. Not called Trevor Baptiste. So when you put him on a wing, now you're thinking offense, and you're putting him back to his past where he played in high school. He played extra man. He played offense with a long pole. He has 6 stick skills.
I think you're going to see a lot of that, how important the wingmen are going to be in this game right here. Obviously, having a lot of the top 2 face-off guys here is going to be really great. You're going to have little bursts where the ball's not going to be out clean.
Here's a wrestling match between Baptiste and Nardella. Top 2 face-off guys in the league by percentage.
I like that.
Entering this week, and Nardella comes away with it. He was 31 of 31 against the Water Dogs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a record in the PLL. 31 consecutive wins, but Trevor Baptiste is a different beast when you think about what he's brought to the table over the years. He's set the standard, Jeremy.
Absolutely, yeah. Right from his collegiate play into his professional game.
Whips trying to bounce back after the Atlas scored 2 goals in just 9 seconds. Just 4 seconds left on the shot clock as it's tracked down by another rookie, Adam Poitras. Whips now 0 of 6 shooting, and they'll take the shot clock violation. Troutner well out of his crease to start the run. Here comes Danny Logan, one of the best short stick D-mids ever. Now it's Jones running out of the box. Their head coach, Mike Pressler, said this week, in terms of having 3 all-around two-way midfielders, he'll take his unit against anybody with Jones, Eagan, and Costabile. Dixon, one of the most efficient scorers in the league. Missed his first shot.
I love Pressler's confidence in that unit, but the only real true two-way guy there is Dox Eagan. Miles Jones is playing offense. Costabile's playing offense.
What a find from Schellenberger to Teat, and a great backup by Krebs.
Wow, that's a heady play, right? Like your anticipation as a goalie, because you have 2 things to deal with there, guys. You have to make the stop, but then you have to be in a spot to attack the rebound.
Absolutely.
Right down the alley.
Oh my God.
The Troutner got a piece of that. Jack Corus, Cadillac. He was running free. 4 saves for Troutner. And now the Atlas with a trailer. Krebs the answer. That was Carpenter looking for his 2nd goal of the day. 4 saves for Krebs.
Krebs is heating up. Only at 50% heading into the game, but I think this first quarter he has made some legit stops.
Strikes an imposing figure between the pipes at 6'5", 200. Lefty out of Manhattan College. Shot on the run is good from Chanenchuk. How did he find the angle?
He found the angle, Drew, because his release is hyperspeed. We saw him earlier, and we took a look at that stick, right? A big, heavy pocket, but it flies out like it's a tennis racket. This is a gorgeous stroke from one of the best shooters pro lacrosse has seen. Midfield-wise, how do you stop this offense?
You talked about it earlier, too, about Constable getting hot, and there you go.
There goes Baptiste. Schellenberger skips it. Oh, Dixon couldn't finish on the feed from Teat.
I thought that was for sure going to be a goal right there.
And that would have been so slick.
The stick skills and handling of this Atlas offense.
They're operating on a different level right now. Counted for Teat, top shelf. He's got 3 points already in this first quarter. And Dixon operating from behind the cage.
What impresses you the most about this ball movement?
What I see already is the Atlas offense, they are so in tune with one another, and they're just moving. They're constant. You see Jeff Teat coming around that whole part without the ball. He's moving without the ball. The ball's behind. He's moving around. And obviously, you see their easy goal for him. I knew it was going to be a goal right there.
I think you make a great point. Everyone's moving. Drew and Jeremy, when you have an offense that's predicated on ball movement, when you're one of the 5 players who doesn't have the ball, you move at a different speed because you know you have a chance to get it. If it's a ball-dominant offense, sometimes you're like, oh, here he goes again. He's going to the cage. When the ball is like hot potato, it gets everyone else involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest thing, playing defense. If you have a moving offense, it's harder to play defense.
It's 2 goals in 19 seconds for the Atlas after they had their first 2 in a 9-second span. Whistle blows, and the ball will go to New York.
You look at what Trevor Baptiste has done over the course of his pro career. He's set the standard at faceoffs. Joe Nardella, though, has been a major thorn in his side.
Yeah.
You look at, in 2020,
100%.
Baptiste's worst game as a pro was against Nardella.
Yeah.
He was 5 for 25 in that game.
Yeah, the face-off X definitely, has definitely been a game changer and, excelled, guys specifying it and, taking it to another level. And obviously that goes along with just the sport. Just the tools that they're able to have access to is incredible.
Here's Schellenberger. Brings his man out to the perimeter after a peek at the shot clock. Runs the 2-man with Miles Jones. Another skip pass to his old college teammate Peyton Cormier. His shot saved by Krebs, who won the backup. That's Whip's ball.
Peyton Cormier's first game as a pro. The NCAA all-time leading goal scorer. In the history of college lacrosse in the Division I ranks. no one hit the back of the net more than Peyton Cormier, and he's with his teammate from college in Connor Schellenberger, who they speak the same language.
Yeah.
Schellenberger's the best passer in ACC history statistically. So you have the passer, you have the finisher, and now you need another scorer for the Atlas. Okay.
And you kind of see it there with Schellenberger carrying it. You kind of seeing Cormier sitting right there in the pocket, right in the crease area. Easy shot for him.
And they got Xander Dixon. They're getting the band back together. Here's Levi Anderson, another rookie in his pro debut. Under 10 to shoot. Swim move from Anderson. Pass to no man's land. A turnover. It's Atlas ball.
You know, it will be interesting, too, when you see the Schellenberger-Zappatello matchup. They faced each other so many times. Schellenberger with the ball right now. Zappatello, the Maryland defender. He's been a problem for Schellenberger over the years.
That's a great call. That pass into some traffic, knocked away and picked up by Matt Dunn, who's hounded by Dixon. And one thing the Cavaliers of Virginia do very well is this, ride. Trying to take the ball away before they can clear it, and that's what they do. Jeff Teat.
White, stay here. You're fine. It's all right.
Matty Palem sorts it out. That's already 5 turnovers for the Whipsnakes. Their offensive struggles continue.
Yeah, against this offense, that will be a major problem. You have to be efficient.
I mean, you can definitely expect that, you know, with Maryland and trying to figure out their players. They were so dominant, you know, first few years of the league starting out.
There's Costabile. He's already surpassed his goal total for the season entering this game tonight with his 2nd goal of the first quarter.
Jeremy, you know, as a goal scorer, a lot of times when you're in a slump, you get that first easy one. It kind of unlocks everything else from a confidence perspective. And I love this move by Costabile, getting underneath. You see the strength, and then he kind of stays his course and doesn't go too far behind the pipe to lose his angle.
Yeah, we obviously talk about, you know, we talked about him earlier, trying to get an early start to kind of add into that offense from the midfield aspect. But, you know, like you said, you're trying to get that monkey off your bat. And, you know, what we're taught here from an offensive perspective is just kind of keep that angle, follow that close side pipe, and, you know, let it ride from there.
Again, it's Baptiste and Nardella. Taken away by Jake Stevens. Out of Syracuse, the rookie missed it. Dixon on the backup.
Yeah, he was a 2nd-round draft pick for Mike Pressler and a utility midfielder. If you watch Stevens in college, kind of plays in the same mold of a guy like Zach Currier, where you can put him on a wing, he can play defense, he plays offense.
Also Canadian, also played collegiately at Princeton before he transferred to Syracuse to wrap up his career there. About a minute to play in this first quarter. Whipsnakes' only goal was on a Chen and Chuck dodge. Rambo matched up with Rexroad. Trying to turn the corner. Rexroad hounds him. Now Anderson on the feed and Chorus the finish. Rookie to rookie. Levi Anderson's got his first professional point.
We talked about Jake Stevens being a utility midfielder. Jack Chorus is as well, and he played for John Tillman at the University of Maryland. 4-year player who logged a lot of minutes in a variety of ways. You see, with a beautiful cut. And Anderson, known as a goal-scoring lefty, shows you some passing ability and the instincts to time that cut.
Yeah, obviously them makes sense why that was an easy connection for them. You know, obviously playing together at the same school and being able to kind of see each other in that way, there's the easy goal.
And this is old school.
Yes.
Right? You just don't see that very often anymore.
You can see that that's going to be a battle here today, you know, with them too.
We didn't see it last year with Nardella.
Oh,
Posting up.
Nardella!
Wow.
Count it! Straight off the whistle. Wind it up and fire his first goal of the year.
That's got to be one of the fastest goals off the face-off, no?
Oh, yeah.
Caught him sleeping.
I was about to say before he was able to wind up, we didn't see him last year with the ACL injury. Petey LaSala was the Whips face-off specialist, but Nardella, a lot like Baptiste and the new age face-off guys, they don't have to face off and get off. These guys can rip it, and they can pound the rock.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, obviously a lot of these face-offs guys, a lot of guys think they're just a full go get out, but no. You got to cover these top guys. They can definitely shoot.
10 seconds between goals for the Whips, and they're right back in this thing.
You faced off and played both ends.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge with that?
I think the biggest thing for me when I was facing off in college, I think for me, I was just kind of, you know, taking just to do them. I was kind of asked to, took them in high school, but yeah, one of the things I just kind of tried to put more in my arsenal, you know, be all-around player.
You take face-offs at OCC?
I took them at OCC, took them at Syracuse, and currently taking them now. More in a box, you know, didn't really take them.
This guy did it all, man. He's doing it all. How old are you now? 30?
37.
37.
Yeah.
Fountain of youth.
He is. Doing a great job with us here in the booth. 1 quarter into this Indigenous Heritage Weekend. The Atlas takes 16 shots.
Buckle up.
End up with 5 goals. The Whips with a little juice at the end of the first quarter. It is 5-3 after the first 12 minutes of Week 4 in the PLL. Jeff Teat rocking and rolling. Costabile getting off the schneid. New York with a 2-goal edge as we take you to the second quarter next.
You are a shooter, you have to stay aggressive, and that's what he's born to do.
Yeah, like we've all said it, there's an offensive phrase thing when you play offense. You know, shooters got to shoot, and you know, got to get comfortable with the game, and you know, kind of let it come to you.
Atlas with the edge at the faceoff stripe, 7-3. Baptiste against Nardella, and as the team switch sides in the second quarter here, I wonder if the sun's going to be an issue for Brendan Krebs on that side. You see which direction the shadows are pointing. About 6:30 local here in the Twin Cities. Miles Jones trying to play bully ball. Ooh, that would have been a highlight. Into the crease he goes.
That's a big body.
260?
260, yeah. I was talking about it earlier.
Whips on the run. Oh, trailer, little hitch, and the finish. Roman Puglisi, his second goal of the season. He does not look like a defense-only player there.
When you watch Roman Puglisi in college at Maryland, and you go on the fields for warm-ups, you see a defensive midfielder with one of the harder shots on the team, but you see a slick guy with the awareness to get the defense to overcommit and get underneath.
Yeah, and obviously in your typical, you know, in the past, you see a lot of full goal guys or defensive guys, they get off. You know, guys, when you can get guys like that, play transition, stay and play, makes it that much more easier for the offense.
Puglisi was part of that legendary rope unit with Maryland in 2022. Team that went undefeated.
Oh,
had like 4 pros on that
yeah.
team. Just in that group.
Higgins, Jake Higgins, Bubba Fairman, Roman Puglisi, Alex Smith.
Yep.
That unit was loaded.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Ouch.
A gift for the Atlas. That is not the team you want to do it against. Schellenberger with a pick 6.
This one stings. It's bad enough you have to play an offense that spins the rock like the boys in blue. You cannot give them easy ones.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this in his college play, and look at it right there.
It's a heck of an interception.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Jack Corus. Schellenberger always in the right spot at the right time, and the one-handed grab.
You know, you're almost, if you're in Maryland's eyes, you almost got to think, you know, for next time you got to learn from that quickly and, you know, maybe move your feet and get in position, especially with a guy like that.
Maryland guys got to be thinking, really? This guy again?
They had a lot of success against Connor Schellenberger.
Yes.
Very few teams can say that. Look at this battle. Think about like when these guys go to sleep the night before, knowing they're facing each other, right? It's a different kind of anxiety. It's a different kind of pressure. The battles that they've had. Yeah. Stakes so high when Nardella and Baptiste buckle up. It's a slugfest.
Think about when they go to sleep the night after.
Oh, it's after an ice bath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Might sleep in an ice bath.
It's definitely a different mindset, you know, when you're going against a guy, a competitive guy like that, you know that you're going up against, you know, prior, before, after. It's definitely a learning experience you're going to get against that person because you're going up against, you know, best two guys that are going up against each other.
Costabile denied by Krebs.
You mean Nardella's not going to go 31 for 31 today?
I think he knew it'd be a little bit tougher today. As the whips come the other direction, let's go under the helmet with Tim Troutner, powered by Cash App.
Organize! Organize! Docs, you're hot! Organize! Organize! Devil! Devil! Good, help up, help up, help up! Go double it, double it, double it, double it! Double, double, double!
All the communication in the world's not going to stop that. Adam Poitras, his first professional goal. Rookie out of Loyola.
Leading up to the draft, when you talk to Jim Stagnita of the Maryland Whips, he identified Poitras because he was a flex guy that could play attack or midfield, own a matchup, stretch a defense, and that is incredible awareness of where the double is from Matt Rambo to know Poitras is the next man in rotation.
And you can kind of see Matt, you know, that's what you call good leadership right there. You know, obviously him having that experience, you know, he kind of brings us in. You can kind of just see, you almost see the play come out to itself here. You know, he kind of holds it, so and, you know, waits for that slide to come in, tosses it off, easy goal, nice little step down shot.
You remember your first professional goal, Jeremy?
I don't.
Wow, he's had too many.
Yeah, it's tough to keep track.
Poitras wearing 51 from the Hill School, Whitby, Ontario native. You know who else wore that number?
Yeah.
Jeff Teat.
Jeff Teat, there you go.
Good call. Poitras on the field with Dana.
First PLL career goal, how does it feel?
It was good. It felt good to get the first one off your back. Obviously, you're thinking about it, but yeah, it was fun.
You got a big smile on your face, so you know having fun out there. What's it like to play within the Maryland system, and you're so diverse in your skill set?
It's awesome. You know, you got a lot of really, really good players, great coaching staff. You just got to soak it all in at the same time, enjoy it. Just realize you're playing with the best players in the world.
Biggest difference from the college game to the pro game?
Just the speed and the shot clock. You know, it takes a couple possessions to get used to it. You know, legs are heavy because you're playing so quick, but I think I got it down a little bit right now.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Logan tried to go low to high there, backed up by Schellenberg. When you think about this Maryland offense, Clark, they are thirsty for somebody to step up at the midfield and give them a little juice.
So that's where you get Poitras, you bring in Levi Anderson, some rookie punch to kind of supplement the Rambos and Williams of the world.
Again, Puglisi tried to score in transition.
TJ Malone's been quiet. He's got the ball right now,
Wins
7 in red.
One of just 2 rookies to lead his team in points coming in. Probably know the other one, Brennan O'Neill from the Outlaws.
Who's that?
He hasn't played in 3 weeks.
Who doesn't know him?
He went nuclear a couple weeks ago in Charlotte with the 5 goals, one being a 2-pointer in the 4th quarter of that game. So we get to see the much anticipated, I guess, return when you think about it, right? Coming off a bye week, and they had their natural bye week, and then the league had the bye week. So the return of Brennan O'Neill, give us some.
Watch him tomorrow night on ESPN2.
I know, I'm going to have to watch that one on TV. I haven't yet to see him in person yet. Other than that, the World Games played against him this past summer in San Diego.
That must have been fun. Williams, oh, what a finish! And draws 2 flags.
Result of the play is a good goal. We had a hold that gets wiped out, all even face-off.
How does he get this one in?
Yeah, I think that, you know, obviously coming around, kind of using his body weight, kind of shifting, gets around, takes a shot off for it, just goes for it, comes around, gets his body.
You know what's crazy? Rexroad is a big, strong kid. I mean, he runs through him almost like your little brother is trying to jump on your back, right? Like, that's what it looks like. And Rexroad is an elite defender, owns one-on-one matchups, but Zed Williams is just physically too dominant.
You got 2 beasts going up against each other. One is going to get the better edge.
Gave him a piggyback ride as he scored. Zed Williams at 6'2", 230, forearms like tree trunks.
And I think he's bigger than 230. What do you think?
He's got to be ranging around there.
We got a great feature on Zed Williams coming up at halftime. Make sure you stick with us as we celebrate Indigenous Heritage Weekend here in the PLL.
Yes, sir. Now we got, there you go, 6-6 game.
Our first tie tonight after the Atlas built a 5-1 lead in the first quarter. Credit the Whips and the resilience of Jim Stagnita's team, which this is what they've been doing since the league started.
Varied scoring too, right? Like you don't see one player dominating the matchups.
Teat trying to escape.
And you can see why Stagnita has made those shifts in different players. Probably Zed going up to play midfield, trying to get some rookie, you know, in the lineup here, trying to get them comfortable.
I think that's a great point. Because when you have Dordovic out, and you have Brad Smith out, you have to establish some kind of consistency from a scoring perspective. And you're in a hurry to do it. So throw the rookies in. See what they got.
Good to see Kevin Winkoff, 48 in red, back out there. Took a big hit a couple minutes in.
Here you go, TJ.
This is Malone. Quiet so far. The swim, the lefty feed below the goal line. Rambo's shot whistles high.
I like the move by Rambo, but one more step upfield. Got his hands free, and if you watch that play, there wasn't that pressure adjacent to stop him from going the extra step.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Trying to get more increased angle on it.
Rambo chases this one down with 13 to shoot. Rambo, Mr. Clutch. He scored the overtime game winner at Philly. Last time we saw the Whipsnakes. That was their first win of the year.
Double!
Rexroad chasing after him. Double comes, and they jar it free. Scooped up by Brett Makar. How about Makar playing against Maryland? Feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
And Ajax Zapatella, the last two guys to wear #1 for the Terps.
Look at Zeddy out there playing midfield, running back.
Williams runs off as Teat waits for the subs. It's turned into a nice night here in Minnesota. Little humid, cold earlier today. Good turnout here at TCO Stadium.
Your hometown.
That's right. Back in the old stomping ground. Speaking of stomping, there's Krebs with a kick save and a beauty on Teat. Costabile, great effort to get it to a teammate. It was Cormier all the way across the arc to Schellenberger.
Man, this Atlas team, man, continues to impress.
Oh, a gamble by Chorus. Costabile. Now Cormier lost it. Picked up by Costabile again. No look feed. Dixon missed the net. And Krebs closest to the ball.
That's a good call by Matt Palem. Krebs closest to that end line when that shot went out of bounds. He's got 9 saves today, too. I think that's been a big reason they've been able to hang with this insane offense of the New York Atlas.
Winkoff lefty shot. Are you surprised that Krebs has hung on to that job? We don't really know about Bernlohr.
You know, Kyle Bernlohr 2 years ago was terrific. Last year, he got hurt. And I think that opened a window for Krebs to establish himself and get some reps. So not really.
Yeah, he was awesome when he took over last year. Maintain that into this season. Tied at 6 with 3.5 to play in the second quarter. Teat got a step. Oh, just missed. Tried to go top shelf, hit the crossbar.
So you see some denying of Jeff Teat, too.
Yeah,
He's adjacent behind the cage. It's probably smart as a nice mix-up in terms of the way that the offense flows.
We might have something here coming up here. You can see kind of a little bit of two-man game here with Miles.
Atlas playing the sub game as well. Dixon, that was filthy.
He's ridiculous.
The
Like, how did he catch
Slim
the ball,
Reaper.
right? You're like, okay, wow, he caught it, and then he takes that kind of shot.
Jeremy, he's got some of that backyard out playing with your friends type in his game, right?
Yeah, you see that more and more nowadays. You see guys being creative, and that just kind of goes back to the game of lacrosse, right from the beginning of Christian's story of how.
Looks like Jeremy Thompson with his 3 brothers in the backyard pulling off the impossible. The stick skills, the awareness of Xander Dixon. Insanity.
All right, so Jeff Teat on pace to just smash the PLL scoring record, which Marcus Holman set last year with 44 points. Teat's got 30 through 4 games, which Paul Carcaterra is what kind of pace?
Syracuse math, 75.
Yeah, that's
We're all
right.
Syracuse grads.
Yeah,
What'd you say, Syracuse?
Syracuse math, yeah.
7.5 points
What it
per
means
game.
is if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter.
Except I didn't go for the math.
None of us are going to call you on that. 75 points would be 3 off the professional record. Rob Pennell in 2018, 78 points, but he did that in 13 games.
You know, Jeff Teat has the same kind of hands as what we saw from Xander Dixon. I want to ask Jeremy Thompson, because Jeremy and his 3 brothers have that too. Like, how do you create an offensive player where the stick is such an extension of the body? Like, how does that happen if you were to tell a kid?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing what we tell kids is really connect with that. You want to connect their mind, body, spirit. So you're going to make that thing an extension of your body. You're going to carry that thing wherever. You're going to go to the laundromat, you're going to go to the grocery store, wherever. And you're just seriously comfortable with every aspect of that stick. You know how to net it. You know everything about it.
I love that.
It's your first possession when you come into this world, right?
It's essentially, it's like your baby. You know, we've slept with our sticks. We've, you name it.
You were saying when Lyle broke his collarbone, that's how he learned how to do the shovel shot,
How
right?
he created the shovel shot. For a year, he broke his collarbone in college or in high school. And yeah, ever since then.
There's TJ Malone joining the party. The rookie's got his first goal tonight, and the Whipsnakes have their first lead.
If you remember in the Open, Drew, I was mentioning the versatility of his offensive production. TJ Malone, I felt, was one of those attackmen in college that could play midfield because of those type of dodges. Straight line, speed dodges, some strength involved. When you look at his scoring, it comes from all different spots on the offensive frame. And I think there's a tremendous amount of versatility with TJ Malone. I had him leading up to the draft as a top 8 prospect. When he dropped to the 3rd round, I was asking, what in the world is going on? And right now, he's part of a rookie class. In any other year, like, he's a clear front runner for Rookie of the Year. The only issue now is you have Brendan O'Neill in this class, Connor Schellenberger, Xander Dixon. Any other year, it's like we're talking about Malone left and right.
Yeah, that's a tough class right there. Yeah. But it's a challenge, though. It's a good challenge, for guys to have. Look up to.
Yeah, youth movement in the
and
league
that's
this
what
year.
it's all about when it comes to sports. You know, seriously, you're up for that challenge as an athlete.
Whipsnakes, their first lead tonight. They've got 7 different goal scorers already, including Nardella looking
That's
for
a
his
good stop.
second.
That is a high-level stop by Troutner.
And a great play by Gavin Adler to get the ball.
And like we said right there, we talked about it. Look at Nardella, stayed and played. You know, obviously he's definitely a threat. He's not just a face-off guy.
Now the Atlas in a position they are unfamiliar with this year, trailing. That shot blocked. That's going to sting as Logan wound it up. And Krebs starts the clear. That was Tim Muller who wore that on his shoe. Now Malone back to work. Around the chorus screen. He's got Tyler Carpenter. This is rookie on rookie. Good on good. Malone, the swim, the score! Oh, TJ Malone taking over here in the second.
He's a lefty, friends, and he shows you he can win a matchup going to his weak hand. Just what the doctor ordered. Where will the offense come from in the second quarter? Rookie on rookie. Penn State Duke. The Lion roars and wins this matchup. It's a beautiful look at Malone's low angle shooting ability.
Yeah, we talked about him early in the game and him getting hot, and obviously showing here his dynamicy and, you know, his balance around the field and never knowing where a shot's going to come from. So definitely a bright future for the fella.
I didn't see this coming at 5'1".
Not at all.
You know, a major issue too, when the Atlas scored 20 goals against the Redwoods a couple weeks ago, Schellenberger had twice as many touches in the second half. Teat's touches increased. I feel like the offense has kind of gone away a little bit too much from Schellenberger and Teat. They need to quarterback more.
Yeah.
I feel like the ball's coming down and they're losing their identity a little bit offensively.
The shot clock is off for the Whipsnakes. They can take the last shot of this first half. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, obviously, this, coming into a weekend here, a couple bye weekends here with the guys and some teams, and you're obviously going to have that games and runs,
It was 5-1 Atlas, now 8-6 Whips. A flag is down. So with 14 seconds left in the second. Here we go.
Atlas foul, number 9, 30-second technical, offsides.
The Whips go to the power play where they have struggled this year, just 0 for 3.
Small sample size after just a few weeks of play. The main shooters here. Number 1, Mike Chanichuk, 4th all-time in pro lacrosse history from 2, and that's why. Like that is a sick rip. He's the righty stretch shooter. I'd like to see what Levi Anderson injecting him into this offense because he's a big lefty body.
Rambo, the trigger man. Going to try to get a shot off because we'll face off to start the third quarter anyway. Williams on the backup, just 1 second left in this first half. Fires it into the back of the net, and the Whipsnakes, what a finish to that first half after trailing by 4 in the first quarter. Hold the Atlas to 1 for 11 shooting in the second quarter, and the Bulls go scoreless for the last 11 minutes and change of the first half.
And crew can get this offense an opportunity to get their first power play goal of the season.
You saw Baptiste start in this third quarter in the sin bin. They still do face off. Whips win it, so they got about 10 seconds left on this power play. They entered 0 for 3 with the extra man this year. They spin it around. Back to X and Malone. Williams. Penalty is released for the Atlas. Back to even strength.
Good.
There's Zed against Gavin Adler. Count it! Zed Williams has his second goal tonight.
Yeah, so, as Cart mentioned here, the big boy using his weight coming up here against, coming up in here, takes his, just a wild, nice jump and takes his shots off.
Let's ask him how he does this. Zed, what is critical physically in a one-on-one matchup for you?
Just confidence, you know what I mean? The rest of the game of run, so any little thing helps. Any good play like that or down board.
When you tip your shoulder, when do you decide to hit with a jump shot?
My read's always a double. I feel like they got to fly early on me. This is me, but.
That's Zed Williams under the helmet. Cash App powering the athletes onto the helmet. So the run continues for the Whips. And now even 9-9 at the face-off stripe. I think he could have scored there with the wooden stick. I think he still could have done it.
I don't know, you heard him in the beginning. He might need a couple more reps with it.
Yeah. There's Chanichuk. 5 to shoot. And they'll kill it. Set up the ride.
Interesting too, gentlemen, is Tim Troutner's had a really solid start to the season. New York Atlas 4-0. He's got 6 saves today. And keep in mind, the best goalie of the last 5-6 years in the college game is Liam Entenmann. Mike Pressler drafted him. So what is the leash for Troutner? How long do you allow him maybe not to be on his best?
Eagan at the top of the key. He scored 2 goals in all 4 games coming in, yet to find the goal column tonight. Costabile on the run into the side of the netting, scooped up by Schellenberger, dives, denied. Jones on the pickup. Got a fresh 32. Spin it back to T at X. Playing hangman with Dunn. Atlas ball and player movement is what they're known for, and Dixon finishes in style.
I was just about to say, you can see just before the play was being created, you can see how much the Atlas offense is moving around. It's almost like tic-tac-toe.
When Teat and Schellenberger get their touches, beautiful things happen. In the second half last week against the Redwoods, they doubled their touches. The team scored 20 goals. Give the ball to Seven, give the ball to White, and great things happen. Everyone moves at a different speed when Jeff Teat's behind.
Absolutely.
Because they know they're getting the rock.
Yes. I think you're right. Going back to, you know, just their strengths of the team, right? Get the ball in T10, get the ball in their ball carriers, and let the rest of the offense take care of itself.
And it gives dimension to their offense, so they're able to find that third layer of their offense because 1 and 7 are quarterbacking and everybody else is moving off the ball.
Yes, you have a 2-quarterback system. You have Teat, who's a lefty. Schellenberger's kind of a dual threat with his right and his left, natural righty. So you have the dual quarterback system that needs heavy touches because when they have the ball, they both can beat defenders off the dribble, but they're elite passers. They're number 1 and number 2 in the league in assists. Give them the ball every possession when it's settled.
Absolutely.
As for Dixon, he just matched his rookie total for goals with his 14th of the season. Entered tonight with 4 hat tricks in 4 games in his sophomore campaign. Leads down to 2 for the Whips.
X, lefty, lefty.
Spin it through X. Rambo shoots, saved by Troutner. Maybe he heard you, Kark.
Look,
says this is my job.
Yeah, Tim Troutner deserves to be the goalie right now. He's earned it. But Liam Entenmann, 2-time national champ from Notre Dame, the reality is he was a first-round draft pick. He's looming.
He's one of the best goalies ever at the college level. Rexroad on the pickup, and here come the Bulls on the run. Takes it himself. Too easy for Krebs.
Should have been one more pass there. Drew a guy maybe.
There's a nice find. Malone counted a hat trick for the rookie.
What impresses me most about this goal by TJ Malone, when you turn on the tape and you watch him in college, he's a ball-dominant player. 2-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year for Jeff Tambroni in Penn State. The ball typically is in his stick. This time he shows you how elite he is off the ball. The cut at full speed, the ability to find the seam, and the beautiful pass. This Whipsnake offense is clipping at a different rate today because of the rookies.
Absolutely, and you could kind of see it there, and I think that's what makes a great player. Obviously, you know, he knew that he wasn't out of the play, and he kind of seen the play develop and let it come to himself, and obviously keeping his feet moving, let him in right into the same spot and let him one-on-one with the goalie.
Talking to Jim Stagnita, the Whipsnakes head coach, he's been pretty vocal about TJ Malone touching the ball every possession after week 1, and you can see why.
Drafted him in the 3rd round, and he's turned into one of the best attackmen in the league already.
By yourself. Good.
Now it's Zed Williams. 2 goals already.
Lefty.
Another rookie, Adam Poitras, in his pro debut, 51 in red, scored his first goal. So did this guy, Levi Anderson, out of St. Joe's, a 25-year-old rook from Calgary.
This is a matchup problem.
Under 5 on the timer.
On this big guy. I think Levi Anderson needs to stick to that matchup earlier.
Just ran out of time
on the other
there.
side. Yeah, when he was on the other side, that's where he should have gone to the goal. When he went behind the cage, he went too deep into the shot clock and allowed Atlas to support the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely see the size difference in that, and there's definitely an advantage there if he would have took that fully.
Another rookie, Jake Stevens, his first taste of professional action tonight. Now it's Teat operating up top. Out of the box runs Peyton Cormier. They spin it around. Stevens missed it. Cormier's got the backup 17 to shoot.
How deep is this draft class? Peyton Cormier is the all-time leading goal scorer in Division I lacrosse history, and he was a free agent pickup.
Yeah.
He wasn't even drafted.
That is so crazy that he wasn't drafted.
224 goals at Virginia, an all-time record. Oh, great look, and Stevens is on the board. The first professional goal for Jake Stevens.
many times do we say the word rookie today? Rookie to rookie, the Atlas, the most prolific scoring team in the league from a rookie perspective. 25 points coming into today's contest from the rookies alone. Schellenberger, the conductor, eyes are always up. Stevens has made a living throughout the course of his career at Princeton and Syracuse, scoring on top of goalies right in front of the crease. What a pickoff by Carpenter.
That's a couple times tonight. Schellenberger with one, Carpenter with one.
And the face-offs are almost dead equal right now. And when you have two giants in the game with Nardella and Trevor Baptiste, it's going to come down to the wire. Possession so critical. Two of the all-time greats.
Great cut by Eagan. Jones fed him. That shot didn't get through. Bernhardt's got the ground ball for Maryland. They look to run again. Nobody stops ball. Bernhardt whistles it past the net. Williams closest to it. Zed against Adler. Former MVP versus former #1 pick. They switch Carpenter onto him.
Adler, much smaller than Zed Williams, but if you watch Adler, he's really good at playing the hips in the leverage game.
Yeah.
Chorus kicked away by Troutner. Another stop. 2 in a row for Timmy T. Troutner, who played 5 years with the Redwoods, saw his playing time decrease. Only played in 1 game last year. He's been the starter and the backstop of this 4-0 start for the Atlas. He's got 9 saves tonight.
Pick right.
Teat around the Cormier screen. Dixon with the catch, always dangerous. Krebs got a piece.
They're short sticking Dixon inside, so they don't look at him as a dodging threat. The issue, though, if you're the Whipsnakes, if you short stick an elite off-ball player with hands and wrists like Dixon, sometimes you don't win that leverage game, right?
Yeah.
Because he will get his hands free in a split second.
Yeah. You kind of see too, like, you know, on the Atlas offense, they're trying to get the hands in the ball.
Poitras, a fancy finish.
Oh, like a twister.
It was a twister. That Staggs his guy, and credit Jim Stagnita seeing something from Adam Poitras. During draft prep, he said, "This is a guy I want to get my hands on. He's a lefty from Canada. He's creative, and he can smell the back of the net. The Whips are rolling."
Well, folks, lacrosse is the oldest sport in North America, dating back to the 1100s. Early version of the game could include anywhere from 100 to 1,000 men, and the games could last for days. Some indigenous tribes believe the sport was a gift from the creator, and it's often referred to as the creator's game or the medicine game. Various indigenous tribes developed their own unique versions of the game using a variety of different sticks. Today's game most closely resembles the version played by the Haudenosaunee people. The name lacrosse originated around the 1600s when French settlers came over, but for you, Jeremy Thompson, what do you call lacrosse?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to us, it's a part of our culture. It's huge. You know, it's kind of like in our bloodline as far as their people, and, you know, it's right in the culture. It's sit there because, you know, right in the word of Dehonjikwa, it means they bump hips, and from, like you said, various nations had different forms of it. They had different language, dialect. So it's obviously important, you know, when it comes to the language and culture aspect, we always kind of acknowledge those things and where the kind of game has come from. And obviously from a culture standpoint, you know, we talk about it all the time. You know, it's been a medicine game, you know, from our creator sent down to entertain the people and bring communities together.
This face-off battle has been epic. And you mentioned earlier, Jeremy, the wings playing such a critical part of this right here.
Yeah.
Because Baptiste and Nardella are going to just exchange haymakers.
Yeah.
The two wing players on each team have to come to the party.
Nardella, Malone tried to shoot before he caught it. By the way, Maryland's won 12 face-offs, New York with 10. And it's Atlas ball off the reset.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you think that, you know, when it comes to these two best guys, face-off guys in the game here, we talk about that, and obviously they're going to be, the wing's going to be huge for both teams, you know, coming in. So
Squires picked up that last one for the Whips. It's been a heck of a turnaround for the Whips after the Atlas opened up a 5-1 lead and seemed like they'd cruise to their 5th win of the year. Costabile, 2 goals in the first quarter, trying to get by Chorus. He
Talked about him getting hot.
scores.
Yeah, there you go.
A hat trick for Brian Costabile after he came in with 1 goal all season.
Think back to the beginning of this game. I mentioned Brian Costabile would be critical because he was 1 for 16 heading into tonight's contest. His first goal was an easy layup, right? It allowed him to get his confidence back. His next 2 unassisted gems. One time going underneath, this time just using speed getting to the middle of the field. That first goal was massive for a player who was in a slump.
Absolutely, like we talked about, you know, you mentioned it, Cartman in the first quarter there, and you know he's kind of feeling himself now, getting his shots in, and yeah, there you go. You had another great play from him coming there.
Clark mentioned he entered 1 for 16. He's 3 for 6 tonight. This is a war at the face-off stripe, and it's picked up by an Atlas wing, Kobe Smith.
12-11, keep the tracker going.
Schellenberger trying to sweep across past Ajax Zapatello again. If you love the college game, you'll recognize that matchup. Dixon.
Do you see how they had a long pole on Dixon there? When you have the long pole on the off-ball gem and Dixon, you can get underneath his hands. It was scary when the Whips decided to short him because he will make you pay inside if you have a short stick on him.
Well, if you're playing Atlas, who are you supposed to short stick?
Pick your poison. Miles Jones, Doc Eagan.
Winkoff for 2. Troutner wears it.
He's heating up.
Yeah, Toronto's definitely rolling now.
He's got 8 saves, but a couple critical ones staring him down, one-on-one there. Ajax just plays Connor Schellenberger so well, right? No one in the college game over 4 years has been able to bottle up Schellenberger like Ajax Zapatello.
Why do you think that is?
Because he's not a risk taker. Okay, Schellenberger makes you pay if you're out of position or if you chase with your stick. Ajax is so disciplined.
I like that.
He's on him now as Teat plays hangman. Jeff Teat against Matt Dunn. Heavyweight battle, that one-hand scoop shot with the shot clock expiring. As they go back down the field, let's go onto the helmet. Powered by Cash App with Atlas goalie Tim Trout.
Break down. Go with Miles. You Carp. Lefty, lefty, lefty. Squeeze under, no rollback. Good. Lefty, side left. Pick coming. Can't see. Feet, feet. Hands, hug. Go, go. Who's doubling? Come on.
Oh, we got something here. It's heating up. New York and Maryland.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody relax. All right, Rambo.
Overshadowed by
Go to your bench for a second. Go to your bench for a second.
an incredible
Go to your bench.
patient type move by Matt Rambo. We'll go to the videotape. I thought he was going to shoot this once he came out of his roll, but he believed in his stick work and his awareness around the goal to make it count.
Good goal on the play. The activity after the goal is under review.
I didn't see enough to throw a flag here when they review this. The activity after. 2 teams, both heated. Look at this. The timing of that roll, too. The great thing about that, Jeremy, is he feels the pressure. As the contact happens, that's when he spins and rolls.
Yeah, you could definitely see the poise and patience and Rambo kind of waiting, you know, as we talked about in the beginning of the game here, how he wasn't getting an angle, but now he's kind of coming across the crease and getting an angle.
Maybe.
So Heacock plants Razanka.
Yes.
Razanka gets up, doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Colin Heacock is not the guy you want to be doing that with.
Heacock and Rambo, best friends forever. He probably didn't like the extra little one more of his buddy.
Sticking up
he
for
came
him.
in, yep.
That's kind of, anticipated there, especially Rambo and Heacock.
But this was happening before.
Yeah, Heacock kind of got him up near his head, and Rozanka doesn't like it, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
And Rambo smiling throughout the entire thing, of course.
That's a little indoor for you right there.
Yeah.
A lot of that goes on. You have little extra curricular activities after the play. But, all you see here is just really they're still going to stick it up for their players.
New York, Maryland.
Teammates.
Think about the rivalries, right? Orioles, Yankees,
Yeah.
Syracuse, Johns Hopkins. There's always that blood, right?
Yeah.
Take a look here. But the move is beautiful here. He times Rex Rhodes' contact. And then I thought once off that roll he was going to shoot. He took his time to pump fake and pass by Troutner.
Yeah, you can kind of see how, when I'm taking a Ram playing defense, he always wants to get top side. Obviously, he kind of bumps and uses his body, try to get off it and rolls inside. Has a one-on-one easy goal with the goalie.
After review, Atlas number 34, 1 minute unsportsmanlike conduct. Whipsnakes number 10, 1 minute unsportsmanlike conduct. Also Whipsnakes number 10, 30-second technical conduct foul for removing a helmet.
So was the shenanigans.
One player will be down for 1:30, one player will be down for 1 minute.
Yep, it was the shenanigans between Rozanka and Heacock, right?
Yeah.
But Heacock got the extra 30 for removing the helmet.
Yeah, they're back at it here. Obviously, one of the biggest parts of the game, starting the game out here, is facing off.
Right now, I think we're at 12-11, the face-offs, with the edge to Maryland whips.
Yep. And that's what we expected.
Yes.
Yes.
It's rare that you see Baptiste has someone get the best of him.
Each team only has one player on the wing. Baptiste and Ardella. Another scrum.
Look at this.
Look at this. You can kind of see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that legal?
That was just a stalemate for 10, 12 seconds there.
We've definitely seen a couple highlights of those stalemates lasting for who knows how long.
So we're 5-on-5 right now. And then Atlas will be up after the minute for 6-on-5 for 30 seconds. So if the Whips kill some clock here.
They only have the 32 seconds after the shot clock. Poitras's pass, Rambo can't handle it. Trying to ride the ball back. Atlas will have it 5-on-5. 30 seconds on that initial penalty. And then they'll go up 6-on-5. Costabile's got a hat trick.
Then you got the game clock to deal with too. You can't hold the ball like in college to retain possession.
That's right. Yeah, you got the game clock going down here.
He's got a lot of moving parts right now.
Costabile for 2. That had some juice on it. Teed with the backup.
And I love this rule too because it makes the offense go pure attack mode.
Quick, yes.
5 seconds left in the third. Give it to Costabile again. No luck, feed couldn't find Cormier. And we'll face it off to start the fourth quarter with the Whipsnakes up by 3. With the new format this year, with teams in home cities playing a doubleheader on their homecoming weekend, this is actually the first weekend of the season where all 8 teams are in action. Atlas start this fourth quarter with 16 seconds left on a power play. And Nardella wins the faceoff.
Yeah, he was 6 for 8 in that third quarter. Nardella is heating up.
And no Trevor Baptiste there.
Yeah,
it was Danny Logan.
That's what I mentioned earlier. I was wondering why he wasn't in.
You'll see it after a violation, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And Chorus comes back and bounces it past Troutner. So the Whips open up a 4-goal lead at the start of the fourth quarter.
This is danger zone in uncharted territory for the New York Atlas. undefeated. Down now 4 in the fourth quarter. You see the dejection by Mike Presser, the head coach. This is a beautiful move by Chorus. Did you see the juke and the footwork of the rookie to get his hands free on Camizio? That is a big-time dodge and an old-school straight overhand release, right?
We talk about that, actually, in all aspects. Whether you're playing box cross, field lacrosse, we talk about an overhand shot for a goalie to read. That's the hardest shot to read.
Yeah.
It's coming from overhand.
There's so much deception, right? It's because from that same spot, Baptiste back at the X with a stripe. The deception of that overhand, because you can do so much with it.
Exactly, yeah. The goalie doesn't really see it until last second because of the angle of where it's coming from.
Jeremy, you know who's the master of the overhand shot? This guy right here, Paul Carcaterra. he dropped some bombs with that thing at Syracuse.
Number 9, 30-second technical push.
Baptiste back to the sin bin. That's his second penalty tonight.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on there, in Baptiste. Maybe it's a coach's decision, maybe giving him some shifts off, or maybe getting him to reset. But yeah, Nordell is definitely, on his spot here tonight.
And you don't see it often with Baptiste, but last week against the Redwoods, he was 41% against TD Erlin.
Good call.
So it's 2 weeks in a row now. He's under 50%. That is a rarity when it comes to Trevor Baptiste.
A chance for Whips to get their first power play goal of the season. 0 for 4, 0 for 1 tonight. Zed Williams at the wing. It's Chanenchuk. Up top, Heacock, who's been quiet tonight. Williams streaks in and misses the cage. A race for it. Whips ball. 4 seconds left on the power play. Good effort from Adler to go all out. Heacock back to Chanenchuk, fires for 2. Power play is over, but they keep the ball.
The great shooters just make it look like effortless, right? Like, it doesn't even look like he's trying.
Doesn't even, not at all. Who Chanenchuk reminds me of is Snyder.
Yes, Drew Snyder. That's a good
really
call.
similar.
Yes.
Make it look effortlessly when they're shooting.
Wow! Levi Anderson stamping himself on the highlight in his first professional game.
This is the big body.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Talking about using a size advantage.
Yes, he had to use the size advantage. You have Zed Williams on the right, Levi Anderson on the left. These are like 2 NFL tackles, right? Just plowing through defenders. This is a short stick on him. He swims Danny Logan.
It's Danny Logan.
It's Danny Logan, right? That is Danny Logan, the best short stick defender in the world. But you see the length of Levi Anderson.
Yes.
Like, I don't care how tough you are, how strong you are. When you have a wingspan like that, Danny Logan's not stopping that. And we have the first look at Liam Entenmann.
With a swim move like that, get that guy to Paris this summer. On Team Canada swim. And it's Liam Entenmann. His first taste of professional action. Troutner's been so good that Entenmann hasn't gotten a crack.
2-time first-team All-American, 2-time national champion Liam Entenmann from Notre Dame, owned May in 2023 and 2024, and he was the goalie that, if you think you had to add some depth or you wanted a starter, it was Liam Entenmann in this draft, and then everyone else.
A Tewaaraton finalist this year. Baptiste wins the faceoff. This is the largest lead for the Whipsnakes tonight, up 5 on an Atlas team that's been downright dominant in the first 3 weeks. Costabile now below the goal line, tries to shovel it home. Zapatello on the race, and he wins it. Maryland ball.
This is an offense that just hasn't been in groove, right? They scored 20 goals last week. They started 5 for 13 shooting, now 4 for 26. They can't find the back of the net.
They've scored 15 plus in all 4 games entering this week, stuck on 9 right now. Save Entenmann, his first career save. That was a pretty filthy move, too. That was behind the back.
Yeah, I thought he did. I'm making that gesture to Jeremy. Did he go beyond the back with the stick?
He did. So maybe that save can get the Atlas going. Teat has quieted down big time since the first quarter when he had 3 points. Just 1 point since. They got Heacock trapped on defense, trying to follow Teat. 20 to shoot. There's the feed to Dixon. That is filthy.
Yikes.
A scintillating low to high from the Slim Reaper.
From a high crease perspective, he's the best shooter in the league. Because there's range to that. He starts inside, Jeremy, but he ends like 10 yards out. And you see Teat. See, that's the short stick. There's a short stick on Dixon. He will manipulate the matchup. He'll find the pick. It's a lot harder for the short stick to get through and then ultimately pressure.
Yeah.
They got burned that way.
You can see the confusion on the backside as T kind of comes around from the backside there to his strong side, and it's an easy look for him. Step down, low to high.
That's ridiculous, right? Xander Dixon.
You can almost see it coming.
Yeah, he came into tonight's contest leading the league in goals.
And assisted goals. That's his 14th assisted goal of the season, which is almost twice as many as anybody else.
Guard him when he's away from the ball.
Yes. He is a knockdown shooter. 2 goals for Dixon tonight. He had a hat trick in all 4 games coming in.
See, this offense for the Atlas is so good, gents, that I don't think they need to chase twos. I think they just need to get the ball to Teat, who had that assist, get the ball to Schellenberger, but more Teat, too, in this matchup, because I think Ajax Zapatel is doing a fantastic job on Schellenberger.
Yeah.
But don't chase the twos.
Oh, can't be trading goals either. Entman might have gotten a piece of that. It definitely hit the metal. And Logan gives the ground ball to Carpenter. On the run, here come the Bulls. Razaka skips it. Schellenberger stopped by Krebs.
Wow, what a stop by Krebs.
Big one. 13 saves for the 6'5"
Mark
lefty.
that one down.
You can see Schellenberger, pump his hands on it, wishing he had got that one.
Man, a great look and a nice setup by Razaka. That's Baptiste's face-off stick at the 40-yard line. Here's the other thing, Kark. They don't have to chase twos, but they're not playing make it, take it tonight.
No.
Like they will against a lot of teams. Rambo feeds Anderson. Oh, Levi Anderson, have a night! It's a hat trick in his first pro game.
Last year, there was some talk that he might come out for the draft, but he decided to take his last year of eligibility at St. Joe's, where he played for years for Taylor Ray. And I had him as a higher pick. This year, he was a little up and down in his senior campaign, but he had a monster game against Richmond in the conference tournament with 7 goals. He just shows you he has the ability to take over a game. He's a massive physical presence, and he can hammer those lefty shots. 2 incredible goals in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's kind of showing that he's on a roll right now, and obviously he kind of shows how persistent he is when he comes to his top strong side there and gets a nice shot off, staying patient and getting his shot off the way he wants it.
3 points for Anderson, 2 goals and an assist. Baptiste goes down on top of that Vikings logo, and the Whips win another faceoff.
And this is Anderson's first game. He was drafted by the Redwoods, and then in a trade a couple weeks into the season, now he's found a home, and you have to think.
Now you can see why he's trying to claim, he's trying to get something down.
He's playing with urgency.
Yes.
Wait till they play California. They get the Redwoods in San Diego. Poitras having a nice debut as well, with a couple of goals for the former Greyhound from Loyola. The Whipsnakes take the shot clock violation. Up by 5 with 7 minutes left.
You brought up the point that this isn't the typical Baptiste performance where it's make it, take it, right? So now as you start getting into the 6-minute range, if you have a 2 opportunity, you gotta capitalize. But this is disaster. Just
definitely don't want to do that.
Turnover.
Williams tries it from 2, and Entenmann, man, he's heating up in a hurry. That's 3 saves for Liam Entenmann. You see why he's a first-round pick.
And this isn't even like with the game ritual warm-up and knowing he's going to make the start. This is a hard spot to be in, right?
Yeah.
It's an offense that's humming like this. Jones, see if he can get involved. Couple of shots, still no points. Miles Jones driving all the way to goal. Stays out of the crease somehow, maintains possession. Gives it up after the matchup with Muller. Now it's Teat. Couple goals and 3 assists. 35 points this year. Dixon.
You
Saved
can't come
by
off of him
Krebs.
like that.
Yeah, Krebs bails him out. 14 saves.
Zed was playing defense on Xander Dixon. I don't know if he realizes. Like, I saw him give the old box cross-check and then gave him space.
Yeah.
You can't give him that space.
No.
Jim Stagnita calls timeout. Maybe the conversation here is, hey guys, don't leave number 10 wide open. That's not a winning strategy. Entenmann's in the game, Whips by 5. Well, coming up tonight about 9:30 Eastern here on ESPN Plus, we got the Cannons, we got the Archers. They were the top 2 teams in the regular season. Last year, they're both off to 2-1 starts. This season, Carc, this one is pretty evenly matched, isn't it?
It is, and I think the one hole in the Archers was their defense the first few weeks in terms of the consistency. Matt McMahon retired. Graham Hosek wasn't in the lineup, but he's back tonight. One of the best defenders in the league. Jared Connors gets traded in the offseason to the Redwoods, so there's a new look in front of Brent Thompson, who's one of the best goalies in the world.
Yeah.
But you want that consistency, and the lockdown defender now is back, so I think that gives you a little bit more confidence for Hosek to guard a guy like Asher Nolte.
That's going the other way. Atlas ball. So out of the timeout, that's not going to make Stags very happy. Let's see if Teat can spark this offense. It's been night and day after they got off to that fast start, but Jones enters the chat and makes this a 4-goal game with 5 minutes to play.
Jeremy, I like when he operates more up top, then he gets into trouble and gets doubled around goal line extended, where we've seen him dodge today. This is beautiful by Miles Jones because he can play the body game and then he's shooting at so much net.
Yeah, you can kind of see how he uses his body well. He kind of came off that, trying to think of what he was going to do, but when it comes down to it, he's just kind of, burst off, pushes his body weight off the guy and gets a nice clean shot.
Jones' first point of the evening.
Came into tonight leading all midfielders in scoring with 11 points.
I seen that he had a nice hot streak there.
Yeah, he did. He was hot.
And we're just asking about how when he was gonna start stepping up in here, get rolling here for the game here.
You get the sense that Miles Jones is playing with a different sense of pride with this Atlas team.
Count it. There's Jake Stevens. Dixon fed him from X. And Stevens has 2 goals tonight.
He's so good off the ball. I've watched him so much in college at Princeton and then at Syracuse. He's an elite cutter. Away from the ball, and you put him in this Atlas offense, even Xander Dixon's making passes right now, right? He's an elite goal scorer, but he's behind the cage, and this is what Jake Stevens does.
It's a great catch.
Finishes the rock. His last year at Princeton, before he took his 5th year at Syracuse, his grad transfer year, was one of the top extra man scorers in the country because of his ability to finish. Dana, what were you talking about with Miles?
Well, speaking of the midfield unit, Jake Stevens, he adds that youth to that veteran presence in the midfield. But with Miles Jones, you get the sense that he's playing with a little more pride in an Atlas uniform. He had a full training camp with the Atlas. Last year in 2023, he came in mid-year. That's tough to come into a new team and find your footing. And you can tell that he's playing with the pieces around him, and it's working out really well for him. He is quiet tonight, but through the first part of the season, he's been doing pretty well up there, dodging from him.
Yeah, he's been spectacular as a flag's down. He's also a dad now. You know that.
Yeah.
Parents.
I actually seen him when I first landed. Got to the hotel. I seen him, talked to him, and things are great as far as family. I think kind of shows to his play.
Got the hold here. Yeah, that's on Baptiste. Holds Nardello. Trying to get that ball away,
Trying to do too much with the wraparound.
Yep.
So
we're still waiting on the
penalty
Whips.
tonight?
Believe so, yes. Still waiting on the Whips' first power play goal of the season, right?
0 for 5. 0 for 2 tonight. Where can they get that first goal? Who's going to give it to him?
Give Mike Chanachuk some room. They'll score. I'd like to see Chanachuk and Entenmann duel it out right here.
Yeah. One of the best shooters ever against one of the best college goalies ever getting his first action tonight.
I want to say TJ, something, either creating something or getting a nice little step down from behind, creating something.
Watch for 7 in red. Already 5 seconds left on the power play. It's Rambo. Below goal line extended. There's Anderson. Entenmann shoulders it away. 4 saves for number 44.
He looks good.
I mean, that's a point-blank opportunity. Under 4 minutes now in the fourth. The shot clock now at 25 after the reset.
2-possession game with the 2-point ball.
Malone, wild pass.
Don't go anywhere.
I was just about to ask how you think this game's going to roll out. With Atlas down, think they're starting going for some twos.
Kobe Smith's a 2-point threat.
Big time takeaway from Heacock.
Turnover, right? That's 2 disaster turnovers in the last 4 minutes.
It's Terp on Terp. Makar lost it for the Atlas. And it's a fresh 52 for Maryland as they try to salt this one away. The Atlas do have 5 2-point goals this year, which is tied for first in the league. Jones came in with 2. Kobe Smith came in with 2. Three minutes to play. Atlas the lone unbeaten coming to Minnesota.
It's so hard to put a finger on teams in this league, right? With the best players in the world. I think with the Atlas rolling against the Whips, searching for an identity.
Winkoff on the setup behind the back. It's beautiful, and it's Colin Heacock.
With the way the face-offs have been going, this is a monster goal. Winkoff sees a great cutting Colin Heacock. Heacock times this perfectly. Once the defender turns his back, that's Brett Makar. Heacock just slides behind him. He's losing his angle, and he uses his third hand, the BTB.
Behind the back, yep.
So think about that possession for Colin Heacock. He starts it with a caused turnover, and he finishes it with a behind the back.
That's a good point.
It's like a scoop and score.
Yep.
Atlas win this faceoff as Carpenter comes in from the wing. Costabile thought about it. Now Teat surveys from below goal line extended.
Now you have to obviously hunt twos.
You got to have the ball.
They're going to turn on the tape, and they're going to watch the careless mistakes and turnovers in the fourth quarter, and they're going to be livid with themselves because they had 3 that didn't have to happen. Not even pressured turnovers, and that's the 12th of the day.
Yeah, that one's a tough one to come out of, with turnover mistakes. That's what it's all about, trying to get those 2 points, from a weekend. Teams want to try to make the less mistakes.
Got to start pulling up from 2 here, right?
Yes.
Still a 2-possession game. Here's one of the threats from outside the arc, Miles Jones. And Mike Pressler uses a timeout.
He's going to draw up something where he can get a 2-ball. The issue is the Whips now have time to focus on pressing out against the 2, right? Do whatever you can to press out and eliminate any 2-ball opportunities. You might get burned for 1, but that's not the biggest deal in the world because you do have Joe Nardella today. Stephen Brooks. Did you cross over with Brooksy at Syracuse at all?
No, he was a little bit,
a year or two?
A year or two, I want to say. I think 2008 was his last year. I came in 2010.
We got to start putting a mic on him. He does a lot of this at the end of games.
He's excellent.
When this guy sets the pick, just make sure that you roll to the backside of the 2 so you're the second look. They're going to look at the first pick. So when this guy sets it and rolls, it's got to be up and over.
Guys, execute here.
2-man pick, roll off.
Smart. So he's going to have almost the first pick be the decoy. The second pick
second
rolled
option
off of that. Let's watch the first pick. That won't be the look because the Whipsnakes are going to do everything to stop that one. He's talking about rolling off that second.
I mean, the defense is going to expect that anyways. They're going to protect that the most when it comes to the first shot. It's going to be that secondary third, opposite side.
Costabile, the trigger man. Ooh, lost his man. Puglisi went down. Costabile's on the crease. Was he in, though? It's not going to count. He stepped in the crease before he took that dive.
That looked close.
And Jones just leveled Puglisi.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. He's in the crease.
Yeah.
His right foot is definitely in the crease. It's a good call before it crosses the goal line.
A beautiful thing for replay nowadays, huh?
Yeah. We got a flag down. 2 flags down. One inside the arc, one outside, both on this side of the field. Less than a minute to play.
Talk about a statement game for the Whips, right? And the rookies, too.
Think about how thin the margins are in this league.
Poitras with 2 goals. Anderson with a couple. Obviously, your leading scorer, TJ Malone, continuing to play elite ball with 3.
Jack Corus with 2.
Yes, all rookies.
Credit Jim Stagnita. He does know how to draft.
I mean, it shows the goal of his history so far, in the Premier Lacrosse League.
Atlas foul.
With their
30-second technical, offsides, number 10. 30.
Stags cut his hair. He
Hey,
had
Matt,
like the
time out.
blonde, long locks. Do you remember that earlier in the season?
But Dana's been all over that.
Matt,
Not used to this.
I don't want to argue with you. It's not your fault. But Jesus Christ. He's got to call that. It's getting so old that you got to do all this shit.
Question is, do we want to go score?
That's
No.
Jim Stagnita
No,
in
we
full
wanna win the
form
game.
there. But he
Yep.
did tell me he saw somebody at the beach
With the cage, right here.
that had long blonde hair
Listen.
that looked old,
Listen.
and he said he didn't want to look old anymore, so he chopped the lettuce. I think it looks
Mission
good.
accomplished.
His daughter's also getting married in the fall, so I think it's a little bit of a preview.
All right, most of you are hanging on the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Squires is 6.
Make a suggestion. If you have the ball with 5 seconds left, we might as well try a 2-pointer.
Yeah, you're fine with 5. All right?
5 or
Let's
7
go.
seconds.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, you heard that was Matt Rambo at the end there. Hey, if we have the ball at the end of the clock, might as well try a 2-pointer. Score differential is key in this league.
Yes. And they're hunting their 50th shot of the evening. I mean, that is high-octane offense.
Patras, your attack.
Well, they have Squires on the field as well. This is smart, too, because it puts them in a position if they have to play defense. They have someone in the middle of the field causing havoc.
Yeah.
It's almost like a free safety there. It's a security blanket, 39 in red up top.
Corus starts with it. They call him Cadillac. He's going to kill some of this clock.
He's got the same birthday as me.
Really?
May 24th. I'm like,
he's what,
probably
a third of your age?
I'm 49. He's probably 23. Can you do the math on that one?
Yeah, it's
What
about,
is it? What is it?
It's about half. That's all she wrote.
What a statement game.
Yes,
This
sir.
is a huge win for Jim Stagnita. This is coming off a 15-14 overtime win against the Water Dogs in Philly. Now you come back after the bye. There's one undefeated team out there looming, and they answered the bell.
For Cark, Jeremy, Dana, and our entire crew, led by Todd Jones and Brett Lancaster, I'm Drew Carter. Thanks for watching the PLL on ESPN. We'll see you in about half an hour. 16-12 Whips over the Atlas.